Still in the Premier League now. Let's move to the other end of the table. We saw another relegation decider relegation fixture for one of the teams yesterday. Talking about Leicester City, they lost that game against Liverpool. They lost at home by 3-0. Wilfred Ndidi played an hour in that fixture. Another not so impressive outing again for Wilfred Ndidi because I watched that game.
Seems like everybody in that team have lost it.
Like Ndidi wasn't putting the effort like he was normally, and he was rightfully so taking off. He almost cost the goal yesterday, but it just couldn't happen for him, and he was subbed off in the 60th minute. Now it is official: Southampton have been relegated. I feel sad for Aribo and Paul Onachu. Now you look at that move again, from Genk. This is a guy who is the Haaland of Belgium, scoring goals for fun. He's done it all.
Haaland of Belgium.
In terms of goal scoring, I'm not trying to compare two players.
Please.
But I mean, he's done everything for Genk, scoring goals upon goals. Now he's yet to score in the Premier League. He hasn't, though he's not been used enough. But there's so many changes in Southampton in terms of the managerial position. He came in when Ralph was there. Ralph got sacked. What's that other manager that came now? Jones or something? Nathan Jones. He was sacked as well. Now they have Ruben Sells on the interim as well, who's not using for Aribo. I mean, Aribo was playing with the under-23s not long ago for Southampton. He was brought back to the first team.
This guy was in the Europa Cup finals last year.
He was scoring. He scored in the final against, was it Frankfurt?
Eintracht Frankfurt.
He scored. And I'm so sad for these two players. Now, looking at this whole situation for Southampton, for Nacho's case, would you say it's a wrong move now, or would that be too quick to judge him based on
when the move happened? I said it was a wrong move. I'm still going to say again, it's a wrong move. I told you from the one that one of the things that I hate is having a pot of Nigerians in a football club. They are most likely going to get relegated. And people, so a lot of people came out and were insulting me when I said that having a pool of Nigerian players in one club is a recipe for disaster. Nigerians, sorry to say, but Nigerians don't play well as a lot of people think. Nigerians don't carry the club that they play for on their shoulder. You see this exchange rate thing that I keep talking about that people don't understand. A lot of people don't understand. Try and understand that I have been in the game. I have seen players. If there is one person in the world, in Nigeria today, that really have been in the game from cradle until grave, it's me. I'm not saying it because I want to show off. And these things have continuously happened. It's not a coincidence. It's not a mistake that it continuously happened. Let me point it out. The first time I noticed this was with Warri Boys. So, in the Nigerian league, your team is not good if you do not have 2 or 3 Warri players in your team. Your team is shit. Don't care who you are, whether you're Lobby Stars, your Business Lines, your Boku, your Canopy, any high academy, you must have at least 3 bred in Warri players in your team to make them solid. They started having issues. They were disruptors, they were rude, they were camp rule breakers, and it's just almost as if every club in the league decided we don't want Warri Boys in our team anymore. Today, the most difficult thing, the most impossible thing to see, as a matter of fact, you can have a team in Warri that have lesser Warri Boys in your team. Same thing with Nigeria. There was a time where everywhere you go, where you need African players in your team, it has to be Nigerian players. But gradually, the work ethics of a larger portion of them no longer match the expectations of the club. There's sort of a level of inconsistency, and then again, Nigerians on social media seems to know more than every other person. So Nigerians on social media seems to think that they know everything. You cannot even you can't say anything, because once you give your opinion, a professional opinion, they would insult you. If you look carefully historically, every club that have had more than one Nigerian player in a team most likely battle relegation. Back in the day when Kanu Wako and Finidi George were in Ayers, they were winning Champions League, winning the league title, and go to other places. But that's not the case today. When you have 1, 2, or 3, where the Bible says that where 2 or 3 are gathered in my name, I am there. In the case of Nigerian player, where 2 or 3 are gathered, commotion and relegation is expected, because the work ethics is low. They joke, they vibe. Watford got relegated, having 5 or 6 Nigerian players in their team. Leicester is about to go down. Southampton just went down. Southampton, we can cry all we like that they are a selling club. Southampton has been selling since forever, and they've always been in the Premier League. All of a sudden, the season they have 2 Nigerians in their team, they are going down. It's not coincidence. Some people are taking notes. Eventually, they will start saying, no, we cannot have Nigerians in our team anymore because they don't give us the work ethics that we require. When you are a top team, you bank on quality of the player. When you're a lower team, you bank on the work ethics of your player. The thing is, we don't have the players without work ethic. We can talk about the performance of Victor Osimhen this season. We can talk about the performance, the miraculous rise, meteoric rise of Gift Emmanuel Oban this season, and a few other Nigerian players. But the truth is, Simi Nwankwo played for a club, they got relegated. What's it called? The Watford guys, they got relegated. Now against Southampton is getting relegated. If Leicester joins it, you think that somebody is not going to
go to Italy as well? Cremonese, there's one more game. If they drop points in that game,
they are relegated. Nigerian name is there. It's not coincidence. People might not like what I'm saying. They wanna say that's why you're blaming the Nigerian players. But if Nigerian players is always turning up where clubs are getting relegated, don't you think that somebody is going to look and say, come on, why are we signing these players? They don't give us the thing that we need. And then that become a roadblock for future Nigerian players, because you got to begin to think that, man, they have to perform at a certain level. Akinkimi Amao went to Denmark, and all of a sudden we're now talking of him more in the terms of alleged rape than football performance. I hear he's been in Nigeria since forever. What player in a regular season comes home? Something must not be right. All of these things is what you need to look at. I think that when it comes to the work, and the easiest place to notice that is when you go to the national team camp. When you go to that national team camp, where you have 25 to 30 players, Nigerian players, and you are, as a football player, you know how footballers play, and you say to yourself, these guys, this ball they play, so that they play for you. Somebody they pay the salary for Europe. Now me say they use juju, true to God. That's the feeling you. Every time I see Nigerian players, 80% of Nigerian players at the national camp, and I'm watching them play. That's like, I grew up watching football. Like, I watch footballers every time. When you watch footballers play, they are controlled. There are certain things they do in training. You're like, oh God, this is why I want to be a footballer. I don't think anybody watches the Super Eagles players and say, I want to be a football player. Right? As much as you see me vilify somebody like JJ Okocha, you still know that you cannot argue against his talent. You can't. It's just that I think that he used it in the wrong place. But these players, because anything I'm going to say now will be used against me in the court of public opinion. So let's just leave the matter, because I don't like talking about them. But the truth is, the Southampton issue, I said it before that Paul Onuachu going to Southampton is a wrong move, but I think it was in January. I said, but if he goes there and join Joe Aribo, they are more likely going to be relegated and survive. For Nottingham Forest, I also sat here and I told you that I do not see them getting relegated. But I said something. I said this one, when they wanted to sign him and Dennis, I said, this one they're bringing him and Dennis. I worry because I don't want to have 2 Nigerians in this team. The good thing is the coach quickly find a way not to play him at all, and then focus on the other players that he's got and see where they are now. They are 1 win away, and they beat Arsenal this weekend and they survive relegation.
You are listening to Relegated TV Radio.